As soon as the first horse cards were announced, I, alongside a lot of other players, believed that it would be a revolutionary engine, especially in milling strategies like tier elements or decks that benefit off of discarding cards such as Phantom Knights. Basically, a single Imseti gives you access to a wide variety of options, including the rank 8 Xyz toolbox. You could go for Galaxy Eyes Photon Lore to have a monster negate to negate stuff like Nibiru, for example. Or you could summon Hope Harbinger to get yourself a spell negate for free. But Zombie Vampire is definitely one of the better options because you can use it to mill 4 cards and also revive back a monster, which is really nice in tier elements. And obviously there's a bunch of other nice applications for the Horus cards. Not to mention that if you're naturally milling all your Horus monsters, you don't even have to discard anything for the Sarcophagus, you can just revive all of them and even summon Coach King Giant Trainer to draw 3. And the beautiful thing about the Horus monsters is that their summoning condition in the graveyard are just a bunch of inherent summons, not activated effects. So even if you're Underdweller, you can still summon them. Clearly, there are a lot of appealing factors about these cards, but with that said, people are now slowly but surely realizing something. Maybe, just maybe, we were wrong about these cards and they might not be as good as we initially thought they would be. Why is that, you may ask? Well, there might be a few reasons for that. First of all, this is sad to say, but every single Horus monster outside of Imseti and obviously the Sarcophagus is a brick. Obviously, if you draw a Horus monster in tandem with the Sarcophagus, it's not that bad because you still get a rank 8 Xyz monster. But you always have the likelihood of getting unlucky, which is unfortunate. Going first, again, you're never going to be really disappointed with the Horus engine because they offer you so much if you are left uninterrupted. The issue is they don't really solve too many of the issues that tier elements suffered from, and you still lose really hard to Shifter. The Horus cards only really work with the graveyard, so obviously if your cards are getting banished, you're gonna be losing even more. Now the cool thing about the Horus cards is that they still get you easier access to your engine, so they can unbrick hands that would not really be good before. So the tier elements deck could definitely use this engine over, I don't know, King of the Swamp or the Danger Monsters or the Destiny Heroes even. But like I said, the Horus engine isn't really fixing anything outside of just adding more gas and more consistency to your deck. And again, this is sad to say, but the engine is extremely underwhelming going second. You rely solely on the Sarcophagus, so you could have like all the 4 Horus monsters in your grave and still lose out to a single MST. And even though the Horus engine looks like it's really good against the Unchained deck because the Caesar can't really negate anything, it's not really going to be doing too much because their escape can just pop the Sarcophagus. And of course against Purely, well, your whole engine does nothing because their Expurely Noir can just spin back the Sarcophagus. Again, you could have all the 4 Horus monsters in the grave and it's not going to be doing anything. They don't even have to spin back a single one of them as long as they can spin back the Sarcophagus. And generically, I mean, a single Cosmic Cyclone beats the engine. It's unfortunate that a bunch of really good monsters drop from being amazing to garbage just because you lack the spell card to make them function. If the Sarcophagus had built-in protection, everything would be completely different. But it doesn't. The truth of the matter is, this engine doesn't really add too many layers of play when you factor in how easy it is to disrupt. And again, it does add a few unwanted bricks in your deck. And it goes without saying, but getting ashed on your Imseti really hurts because you're losing 2 cards from your hand and you're not getting 2 cards back. You have to send from the hand to the graveyard as a cost to the Imseti as well as another card, and you're going to be missing out on a draw as well as a search. So you're almost adding a new flaw into your strategy because the Tier Elements deck before wasn't really losing to Ash. And now all of a sudden you are. Now again, this engine is still worth exploring and it could be insane in the future. And if people aren't really playing any spot removal or ways to deal with back row, then the engine could be insane going second. And again, the Horus cards could definitely increase the ceiling level of a deck that just lacks power. I've already covered this in the past, but rank 8s to negate stuff or to OTK are always really nice. And nothing forces you to use them solely on Xyz plays. The Horus monsters can be great beatdown tools or could even be used as synchro or link plays. The Centurion deck uses them really well because they're all level 8s and they have level 4 tuners so they can make level 12 synchro monsters on their own turn and on their opponent's turn with a field spell, which is insane. So again, the engine itself is fantastic. I am not backpedaling on that. What I am saying though is that maybe right now might not be the time to incorporate it to your tier element strategy because there are still flaws to it. Or maybe the real problem might be that Tier Elements might not be the best deck moving forward in Age of Overlord because everybody is ready for the deck. I've said in the past that Tier Elements would end up being the best deck of the format really soon, and I actually believed what I said. But nothing is ever set in stones, and everything always changes depending on your environment. If everyone respects Tier Elements and always deck builds to beat it, you can't really expect it to be the best deck. It doesn't have the same power level as it used to. But again, this applies for everything. Anyways, that's all I had for this video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.